and not everyone becomes a leader. So we have about, how many people do we have upon the face of the earth? How many people? Are we up to 7 billion? Are we over, or we are estimating? Okay, so how many countries do we have in Africa? No, don't do 2. We are not even up to 2. Okay, 52. Yes, we have 50. It was 50, 51, but I think there's a country that have split now. Is it Sudan now? South Sudan, and and there's another smaller country. So we have about 52 countries in Africa. About totally, we have close to the people in Africa. We are not even up to 1 billion yet. The most populous countries in Africa country is Nigeria with about 200 million. So the population of Gambia, Senegal, Togo, Benin Republic, they are not even up to the people in Lagos and Ibadan alone. The population of Israel and Cuba, they are still under 20 million. So the point that I'm trying to bring out from this is that we have 52 countries. That means we have 52 leaders, right? So how come we don't have 200 million leaders? So there are fewer leaders and more followers. So meaning that there are few people that will quote unquote be successful than there are followers that will not be half as successful as they are. Because I want to believe that leaders are successful people, either you like it or not. Some people are rich, they are leaders in finance. And some people are rich in power. And let's really talk about those that are rich in power to just jumpstart this class. Somewhere like the man in Ibadan that died. What's his name again? I think it's Adedibu. Is he Adedibu now? No. No. No, it's not. It's not the same thing. He's a strong man of Ibadan politics. Are there any politician in house? Huh? Is he Adedibu? Yes. He was not as rich as Arishekola and the rest of them, but the guy had power. Nobody could become governor if you don't. Now, the richest man in Nigeria is not Tinubu. He's not even close to some people. He's not close to Mike Adenuga. He's not close to Aliko Dangote or Femi Otedola. I mean, there are people in Lagos that have not been governors that are richer than him. But nothing moves in Lagos if Tinubu does not know anything about it. Nothing moves. So you must not see leadership in terms of theory alone. We are not talking about theory now. We are talking about practical, because this training is supposed to make us better. So the question is, how do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? Do you interpret yourself as one of them? Or do you see yourself as the only one? Because in your business, in what you do, if you see yourself as one of them, you might find it hard. You might find it hard attracting the kind of money you should. I met a woman who said she doesn't take less than 250K if she's speaking. And we just met. I'm like, are you saying I can't invite you to come and speak? He said, no, for you, I now know you. I won't charge you that much. He said, but normally I don't go less than 250K. Because she knows herself. She believes she's a leader in what she does. You know? So leadership is an ability to be able to perform a task while you are urging other people to follow you. So a leader harnesses the effort of other people in order to do a particular task. So it's not the money now, it's the harnessing. Now let's talk about that word Harneess. Harness. So can someone tell me what that word means? To harness. Can somebody help us with that word? Harness. What does it mean to harness? Anybody? What does it mean to harness? So let's talk about a horse now. A horse. I used to think horses were given birth to in the homes of people and that they're very nice. And I want to learn that horses are actually wild animals. They're very wild. Horses are found in wild places. So people go there and catch them and now train them and tame them. So they now put a harness. They wear bits and bridle for the horse. It's a very tough training. In the early days, they put things in their nose because the nose is very, very painful. So when the horse or the bull is trying to, they pull it back. So that thing in the nose is always very painful. So when you touch the soft spot of somebody, they obey you. As I am now, probably I get a call from let me see. Probably I get a call from Dangote or probably even somebody I respect someone and say, drop the mic, come now. There's an issue. I have to see you. It's very important. You are traveling to Lagos now. I'll hand over. I'll just hand over and say, sorry guys, I just have to go. Why? Because that person must have a place in my heart. So you see, leaders harness. Leaders know how to handle people. Managers are different from leaders. Managers use carrots and stick. If you don't do this, I'll do this. So you have managers at your place of work. So I met a young man years ago who told me that he was almost sacked from his job as a banker. I said, why? He said because he was sleeping at work. He was very tired. He had worked and worked, so he was not sleeping. So he said he went to a place to just. He said it was those at the head office that caught him through the CCTV. Dozing. So they now emailed his boss that why is your staff sleeping? That's a manager. So they didn't consider if he was sick, if he was ill. Managers don't compare. Managers are less concerned with how you are feeling. They are more concerned with say it now, with the job. But leaders are more concerned with the person. Are you here with me? So the question is that, why did Ambode why did he not go for second term? What I heard Ashwaju said is this. They said, why didn't he return him a second time? He said, it's not me. He said, it's the people. He said, a leader that does not find anybody behind him. He said, you are not a leader, you are taking a stroll. You know, said the people said they don't want him again. And so that's why we are changing him. Do you understand now? So the secret of leadership is the people that is following them. And the ability to be able to now harness people. So that word harness, to go back to that horse, is that you put bits and bridle. You put leather straps, bits and bridle in the mouth of the horse. Then you saddle the horse, you climb the horse. Then most people that ride these horses, they have something sharp, like spikes on their shoes. But most of us don't know. Cowboys have that. So when they ride the horse and they want the horse to go faster, so those spikes on their shoes, they use it to prick the horse. So when they say, get it up, and they are so, it's not what they are saying, it's what they are doing to the horse. They are using that spike. Then they will now use that thing in the mouth to be drawing the horse. So when they want the horse to turn, they turn that thing to the right or to the left. If they want the horse to stop, they do what? They pull that thing back. We can't say that's a leader. It's only a manager that will force you to do something. If you miss 4 days in a month, you are losing a part of your salary. If you are sick, I don't want to know what happened to you. You are losing part of your salary. If you sleep at work, if you are late for break. But the leader does not do that. So we are introducing this course so that you can train up yourself to be a leader that knows how to harness people. I don't want to use the word use because leaders don't use people. But eventually, if we examine it very well, you are actually employing the strength of others in order to do what you can't do for yourself without paying them. So leadership is you are harnessing the efforts of other people to do a particular task in such a way that those people following you do not lose. And you yourself do not what? You do not lose. So I need to get a task. Okay, so let me make a very practical whatever. So see, might remember this. I wanted to start something in my life. I wanted to talk. And when I need to start something, I like to talk about it. So I called Tosi. I said, Tosi, please, we need to talk about some things. So he said, as I am now, I don't think I can talk. I said, why? He said, she said he's busy that he has not eaten for a while. I said, that is not an issue. I don't know if you remember. So I now picked you up and I took you to Quara Hotel, Area Garden. I said, let's go and eat tuwo there. So I took him to Quara Hotel, Area Garden. They served him fish, tuwo, begiri. We sat down, water. We ate. After eating like this, oh, bidagoma jabo. Do you understand now? So I was able to harness his effort, but I fulfilled his need. And he now gave me what I wanted. So we now spoke. And my heart was nourished and my heart was healed. So the reason why some things don't work for us, it's not because we don't know how to do it. It's because we don't take the right approach. You need to know something. You know the person who has that thing, but you are not willing to go the extra mile. You're not going to get anything. If you have a mentor who knows something and you need to get in between their head, what can you do? What can you do? There are lunch dates, lunch meetings, or probably you get him a perf, or you do something, or you give him a movie, or you buy him a tape, or music, or you find out when he's most happy. Probably just bought a car. Or say, sir, let me take this car to the car wash. Let's go to the car wash. I know this car wash, sir. Am I like one? Then you take him to the car wash. He drives the car. Then you go to the car wash. You supervise the car as they're washing it. Then you pay. Then as you're driving back, you ask him a question. Sir, how can a young man make it in Nigeria? Then you ask, then you say, that question you have asked is a very, let me park. Or let's go to somewhere. They will park. You know, when you want to get something from somebody, like a man just I can't find any plates. Then you are not eating. Is it food that you went to eat there? No, sir, I know, sir. Just a bottle of water. Then you start praying that Lord, that God should touch his head. Then he now start dripping on you. So that is why most young people don't make it beyond the ceiling. When they grow up to a stage, they can't go beyond. Because if you find yourself negotiating a cycle, there is such and such thing that you need to do. Now let's move on. So this course is going to give a surface appraisal of what leadership really is, so that you can have an understanding, so that you now understand why some people do some things. You know, you understand why some people do some things. Someone told me that she went to visit a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and when she got there, she said she was surprised that the senator was serving her. She said, I've never seen it. That he didn't allow anybody to serve her. That he was serving her himself. Was serving. Was carrying water, was doing everything. So, but the question is that who is the woman to the senator? So we don't find out that the woman is the leader of the grassroots of the constituency that that man is from. So on toju and on toju ni village ne. Do you understand now? So the person that is protecting his interest in the village came to visit him. So he's not sitting down and say, so somebody that is taking care of you in the village can't still come and serve you. So he was not taking care of her. So leadership is all about how you undo people, how you harness people. And it's an ability, not an innate thing. Leaders are not born. Leaders are made. If leaders were born, then MK Abiola's money should have increased by now. We would have been hearing his name more by now. Alexander the Great, where are his children now? We will have been hearing about them now. Bill Clinton, the great Bill Clinton, that president, we will have been hearing about their children now. Where are the children of all the great men that we have known? So your father can be great, and you might not be able to go anywhere. So that tells you that leadership is learned. Leadership is learned, and men are made. People are made. Businesses are made. Businesses are created. Are you here with me? Careers are created. I don't know if you are getting me. So it's important that we understand these things. So, for the sake of learning, let's break the concept of leadership into two. And that will be personal and corporate. There's personal leadership and there's corporate leadership. Personal leadership and corporate leadership. Personal leadership is the leadership of the self. If you can't lead yourself, you cannot lead others. If you can't lead yourself, you can't even lead yourself to other people. Then corporate leadership is where most of us have issues. Because you can't take your company to the next level. You can't even lead yourself. So how do you take your company to the next level? You have a business that has not risen above your bedroom. Yes, you started that business in your bedroom. But that business cannot remain in your bedroom. It can't. It can't. I know somebody who is a producer. He does it in his parlor. And I went there and I'm like, there's so much noise here. How do you produce? You don't have a studio. He said it's so easy. He said they have created parameters where the noise of the children cannot enter the mic. The generator can enter the mic. I said, well, that's cool. But how about the people coming to your house? Because as people are coming to your house, you are playing keyboard for them. They are singing into the mic. Your children are just eating by the side. And somebody's entering the kitchen and slamming the door. Some people won't like to come. But in a studio setting, everybody's an official, even if it's a one-room studio, self-contained studio, people come there for what? For business. Some people would like to come there alone. There, rather than to come to your house. So we must learn to transit from personal to what now? Corporate. Now let's really talk about personal so that we can understand that well. Remember that this is an introductory course. So we are not going deeper. We're just trying to I just want to help you understand what this course is about, leadership. Then let's see, you cannot divorce if you understand leadership very well, you will understand politics better. Don't say, what's wrong with them? Why are they moving from APC to PDP to MP to PDP to APC? Why are people moving? Why are they leaving parties? If it was you, you know you had a brighter chance in that party. And somebody is calling you that if you come here, we will give you governor. But when we give you governor, when you are governor, you give us contract. You don't need to spend any money. And you are in a party and they are saying, don't worry, we will die here. Don't worry. These are they're just ideological, just speaking grammar there. Say, don't worry. What is governor? So where you are, they are promising you chairman of local government or House of Assembly. Which one will you choose? And they are calling you to come and that you won't spend anything. So that's why people port. I ported one of my line to one other line because this one was just misbehaving. Their customer care, I wasn't hearing them. You know, I just ported. And people are porting every day. So if you understand leadership very well, you'll be able to understand why some things are happening in politics. Why somebody has abused a leader. And when a leader shows up, you say, I greet you, sir. Head on, sir. And you're like, is it not this person that you are abusing? I was abusing the office, but I was not abusing this person. So when you understand personal leadership very well, you will be able to make a dichotomy and be able to understand. Now, number one, if you are talking about personal leadership, you must understand self. You must understand yourself. And we'll talk about that. Then friends, peer group, family, siblings. You need personal leadership to be able to trash this zone. How do you live with yourself? How do you live with your friends, with your peer, with your family, relatives, your siblings? Some of us we want to manage our siblings as if we are not of the same blood. And some of us we allow our siblings to ride us as if they are our managers. You are my sibling, you are not my man. You are not my agent. I don't know if I don't know how it happens in your own family. Have you had a brother who tell you, don't worry, ma, I will tell mommy for you that you want this? You're like, hey, no, me, Rangel. Oh, you mean as a mommy? Is our mommy now? Which one is you tell mommy, you tell daddy? Do you understand? So you must understand your role, where you exist. You must understand it. But let's quickly bounce into self-leadership because that's the most important. So what does personal or self-leadership entails? Number one, it entails you becoming aware of who you are. You must be aware, self-awareness. So discover your own ability, acknowledge your weaknesses, understand and be conscious of your own self. Know what you can do. I'm not a military man. I cannot jog. I cannot march. I cannot also and be doing guri around. That is not me. Are you guys here with me? No, if you understand yourself, you'll be able to know how to place yourself well. You won't even be looking for businesses in some places. I'm telling you. You understand yourself. Please, man, come and sit in front of that space. Please, can somebody help us put off the fan? Thank you. So, these are the things you should be aware of about yourself. Number one, your value, your perspective, your strength, your weaknesses, your propensity, your predilection, your preferences, your personalities, your idiosyncrasies, your motivations, your competencies, your emotiveness. This is being recorded live, so you can go there and pull this up and listen to it. Sorry, please. The hotspot is on. Is it national? Okay. You can't get everything I'm saying at once. Just pick the one that you need now, so that you can go and listen to the rest later. So be aware. I come again. Be aware about your own values. Do your values measure up? Your perspective. What are your perspectives? Because some of us, we need to change our perspective about some things. Somebody says, I don't like Igbos. I don't like doing business with them. I hate Igbos. Igbos cheat people. What if the bank you are seeking loan from, the manager is Igbo, your account officer is Igbo, and you have said it where you should not say it, that you hate Igbos? You now get there. The man now said, Oga, if they say you don't like Igbo people, won't you say, no, I love Igbo. I grew up with Igbo. I like Igbo food. Igbo are my... So you must be careful about the way you will mention or you toot your perspective. Can you take the other door? Can somebody hear me now? Your preferences, your personalities, your idiosyncrasies, your motivations, competencies, emotiveness. So these things are very important. They are very important. If you are not aware about these things, how do you change your life? How do you change things? Are you guys here with me? And it's very important, because if you've not moved from your personal leadership, I'm telling you, it will be very difficult for you to lead a company. The company that I run, there are decisions that are being made for me daily. There are things that have been that, so we say, okay, let's do these things like this. My perspective might not love it, but the person who is advising me understands it and say, this will not work. Let's do it like this. And I'm like, I won't say, no, my math teacher said that. This is how it is. Your math teacher, that was the 1980s. A young man just came now and telling you, let's do it like this. Have you noticed that coaches are sacked anyhow in EPL? Have you guys noticed? If you lose 6 matches, you're gone. You're not done that in Nigeria. No, let's leave him. His father is Kinikan. They don't do that abroad. If you walk abroad, you make the first, second, third, fourth mistake. It's only in Africa that people keep making the same mistakes and they still leave them there. They still leave them there. So when you understand these things, that I'm weak here, like I know the areas that I'm not good at. I'm not good at collecting money. I'm not good at milking people. So there's some things I'm not good at. But I'm good at some other areas. Anything I know it. I will die there. But some people, they are very... Someone told me, he said, I said, I can collect money from anybody. I said, how? He said, it's just me. I said, it's just me. Someone said, I can sell anything to anybody. So that kind of person, if you employ them, you can't keep them as secretary. And I said, no, this one is not from my village. You'll be the receptionist or secretary. But she's the one that can sell. I said, this one, this one is from my father's side. So I trust you. You are the one that will be selling. But he can't sell. In fact, when they ask him that, but your product is not so good, he will say, actually, our product is not up to standard, but I'm telling you these things. But that one that can sell, you say, your product is not so good. He will tell you that that's the global standard now. Products are now made like this, so that the products can be mileable at when you understand yourself properly, pushing your organization will be, I'm telling you, it will be easier. You cannot run a training outfit and do it alone. Are you the only one that will take? You will teach business, you will teach communication, you will teach evaluation, you will teach emotional intelligence, you will teach grammar. I'm not too good at. Well, let this guy come up now. You see grammar. Ah, have you ever seen a teacher who takes English and maths? Not primary school. Oh. Nobody will employ you in a secondary school and they ask you to take English and maths. So this is our English and maths teacher. People say, eh? It's only primary school that do English and maths. Secondary school is either you are English teacher or you are what? Maths teacher. And that's how it is in life. So, don't let me speak too much Yoruba. Let's set to it now. So set to it within yourself. Aki, this is what I can do. Timothy, this is what I can do. I can sell, but I don't know how to collect money. So I need somebody who collect money. Me, I can collect. Someone say I can collect money very well, but I need somebody who writes for me. Somebody used to be a part of our team. So when we started in 2007, so I just knew that Tosin could speak flawlessly, and I knew that she could speak, but she was better at selling and marketing. But she now wanted to now start writing. She wanted to start writing content and speaking. And she was hungry. I said, you can't do that. So I said, okay, no problem. So I gave her a task. Write this. So develop this and let's send this proposal to. So she sat down at the system and I was there as if I was not watching. And she was like, she said, oh, PPJ, I can't write this job. I said, that's not your job. But you know our job? Manny, go to University of Ilorin. Go and look for students that are interested in our courses. Tell them we are coming. Even if you don't give her transport, she has gone. She has looked for people. See, when you understand what you can do, you understand now? I like the way he says it. And I'm not asking you guys to do it, but this is how he says it. He says, don't focus too much on your weakness. He said, focus on your strength. So what we taught last time, so you cannot outsource. Do you understand now? You cannot outsource your weaknesses. Some people don't have any business advertising their products on Facebook by themselves. Give it to a copywriter. Because I want a boy. Have you seen a meme? It's not even a meme. A guy shared his testimony on Facebook and wrote some things that I thank God for the accident. That the accident killed me or something. So we were not like, is this a testimony or a negative confession? So you read a business advert like this, you're like, what is this person saying? So if you miss this one that we have said, honestly, you have missed taking your business to the next level. You can't do everything. Say, I can't do everything. You can't learn everything too. Say it. When you get married, are you married, sir? Okay. When you get married, so let your wife be she's your wife, she's the mother, the cook, the cleaner. Let her wash your cloth, iron it, put starch, do everything. Then at night, she's like, hello, dear. What's cool? So you look for a dry cleaner to undo what? This. Sometimes you look for somebody to cook. Or you buy something that's, you know. So in business, that is how it is. Are you guys here with me? And that is why it appears as if men that are very rich don't do any work. You're like, my consume. What's the outsource? He has money to outsource. You guys get it now? He has a manager handling everything. Say, okay, sir, we need loan. Call my account officer. Okay, we have issue with security. Some boys come, call my security officer. Sir, we have issue. The car, call the company mechanic. But when you do it all alone, you don't understand yourself. That's where the problem comes. I think I've been able to address that. Do we get that? All right. So let's talk about corporate now. Let's talk about corporate leadership. Now, I won't talk much about that, but there are two things that I just want to mention, because that's not what we came to talk about today, just to introduce this to you. So, in corporate leadership, there are two things involved. You must understand the commercial aspect of leadership and the legacy aspect. Because why are you in business? No, sincerely speaking, why are you in business? Are you... Even Jesus Christ said, I must be about my Father's business. So, his payment comes from where? From where? From heaven. Did God tell you to be about his business with that thing you are doing? And that your payment too will also come from heaven. So you must understand. Tobangbo, commercialization. When we were in secondary school, we didn't understand commercialization. We thought it was. But now we understand it now. Your leadership should have commercial value. If it has no commercial value, it can't feed you. It can't take you anywhere. People see the commercial value in what you do. And we'll still talk about this. So they will be teaching you how to create a product and see how commercially viable what you are doing is. Some of these companies that you see that are popular now, some of them discontinued some products and started something else. If you read that book, is it Good to Great? No. What's the name of the other one? Built to Last. You can check it on Google. You can check it on YouTube. Built to Last. A lot of companies, they stopped what they were doing and they started doing something else. And they started something else. If you are doing this, you find out that this is not paying you, leave it. Are you guys here with me? Have you ever seen anybody around GRA selling firewood? No, come and talk to me now. But go to Niger. Odiafanda, very sunny, okay. You see people selling firewood, people selling charcoal. But charcoal would not so it's not a commercially viable. So in leadership, there's a corporate side to it. Then legacy, we can't even talk about that one. Yeah. I can't even talk about that one too. I'm not qualified, yes. Legacy is when the person who started the business is long done, is long gone, is dead. But the business is still fetching money for the family. So imagine Kobe Bryant is dead, but something happened and I think they won $61 million or so. So that, Coca-Cola bought one of his companies and they're paying him $61 million. That's legacy. Children's children. Unfortunately, the daughter too died. Did the wife die? So who will take the money? She just be crying. Oh my God. I'm supposed to $1 million. Do you understand now? Some people don't let the memory of the righteous is blessed. It's not only righteous in Christ alone, no. There's some things you do that your children will be like, Daddy. May your children remember you like that. There's some family that they can never be poor because their business attained that legacy level. Anyway, not the Lawayi. What are you building? Some of us are going to you're just competition. You're just doing competition. You are seeing somebody else. Go and block that person and focus on your own. And move on. Sincerely speaking. Marvin Gaye, he died early. His father killed him. After he died, the children won millions of dollars. Martin Luther King died at 39, right? The children are still eating from what he left. Legacy answer here. But you have to move from personal leadership first. I want to say something that you won't like now. Some of us, we are still bedwetting in our areas of competency. Do you know what that means? Interpret it too. In those days when I used to bedwet, because I try with bedwetting. So when they say want to go and do sleepover at my auntie's place, my mom will say, "You want to tole? You want to go and do sleepover?" So when we go to sleep in my uncle or auntie's house, I won't drink water because I'll be waking up. Because bedwetting in front of your cousin is a stigma. One of my cousins went to spend holiday in one of my aunt's place. So, and I know that guy bedwets. We were teenagers, they're early teens. So that guy now bedwetted. So at night, he now moved away from there and went to another place. So in the morning, they were like, "Talo." He didn't say anything. He looked away. But everybody knew. Everybody knew that he's the one. But he's doing big boy. But people started saying, I won't mention his name, Atole. So you need to stop bedwetting in your destiny. Whatever your business is. Wherever wee is dripping, you need to go and that's what this training is for. You tidy up some areas. Are you guys here with me? I hope you are getting something. Let's move on. So we won't be able to talk much about corporate. So let's quickly talk about because it's important that we mentioned this. Now, after being aware of your personal leadership, some of us will stay there. We don't move, we just stay there. And sadly, Ilorin is a very small hub where people that are mundane are celebrated. And so the best places you can go to in Ilorin, you meet somebody who has not really achieved there. So rubbing shoulders too. So you meet a lot of people who have not really developed themselves in this town. So giving you the notion that you are the king amongst the blind folks. Because a blind person in Lagos, a blind business person in Lag, if he comes to Ilorin, he's king. Remember, my brother served in Lagos. He served with a politician. So he's a lawyer. So about that time that he was serving, my parents bought this brand new Toyota Camry Muzzle, brand new 6.5M then. So my mom would not allow anybody touch that car. All the 3 keys, they went to hide it. So my brother would just go, "Kidney, what is it? Mama, if you keep my mom, kidney, what is it? This car, people drive it in Lagos." I'm like, relax. Say, "No, people check bon. This car, small boys in first time, you see them drive it." And that time, if you have that Camry muzzle in the lorry, you are like king. It was later that when I traveled, and answered that, what people are carrying here. You see somebody selling phone in Computer Village, packets, and you selling phone. So you have to develop yourself. After self-awareness, local development, local. Are you guys able? I've been a father at least 3 times, and there's no time we give birth that the baby is not winning. Taking care of that child is not a challenge. Every child presents its my son, my first son, very active when he was going to school. Very active guy, and he eats a lot. But every time, 90% of most time, every time he's about to go to school and we're about to board him in the car, he just stays in one corner and just does like this. And my wife will like, this boy is pooing again. You won't be sweating like this. You'll be sweating. He can poo for Africa. So we had challenges because we were not managing his meals. We won't give him too much meal, but he'll be crying. So we have to go and up our parental game, because my daughter was not like that. If I had to go and do a lot of study about handling children. So also your personal life, the giftings that you have discovered, have you developed it to a commercial level? Most of us, we are still in the subsistent state. Legacy. 99% of most people will never enter that legacy. It's not swear. All right, okay, so let's mention the billionaires we had in Nigeria 20 years ago. I like the way I see what I say on our face. Because if I just say, when I said it's just as if, where are they? I didn't even hear what you said, but I saw the expression. The one said, where are they? There's a man we used to call Ari Akande from Ibadan. You know him? Okay, you guys don't even know him. This is a different generation now. What you guys know now is Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos. Where was Elon Musk 10 years ago? Even 20 years ago. This 2022, they will announce. This year, they announced new billionaires. Rihanna has been on the music scene for long. She just became a millionaire, a billionaire in dollars now. So meaning that you need to develop yourself to a commercial level. We are all at subsistence. If what you do as a business can only buy DSTV, then buy yam, rice, Indomie. Even the school fees gone, you pay twice. Honestly speaking, we have nowhere. Sincerely speaking. How many of us brought a car here this morning? Don't even answer. And you are running a business. I was discussing with Tosin, and we were discussing a young lady who is into, what business is she into? Is it cooking or welfare? See. Cooking and fashion. How many staff? 7 staff. She doesn't travel by road. She travels by flights, and she's single. And our capital is still, but she must have developed herself to that level. So I'm challenging you. Don't set goals that will not grow you. The first thing to set every year is a goal that grows you. Have a budget for training. Have a budget for buying training. Have a budget for buying books. Have a budget. Have a data budget. When you make data, see, You see, data is not for Facebook. It's not for, have a data budget. Go to school on YouTube. Have you ever taken a course and look for 20 videos on YouTube and you download it? And you hear the same thing in 20 places. Because some of us, we are not developing ourselves. And see, a leader does not develop himself. I don't know a way in Africa, but don't just be respected because one by laba. Be respected because you are what? You are relevant. You are still in the Abba. And that's why you see some old men at some meetings when one young man stand up and say, they say, sit down. I know your father in this town. We were part of those who contributed money for your father to travel. How much do you have? What do you want to be saying? Sit down. You are not even as rich as I am. So when I'm sitting down here, you don't talk. When somebody tells you proverb about your father, what do you want to say? But there are times that they might send your father to school. But when they see what you are doing, they will say, hey, John, come my sorrow. Yeah, did they? Sorrow. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Everybody was afraid. Facebook. They want to change the name of Facebook. Hey, what will we be calling Facebook now? Hey, maybe they'll call Facebook. Hey, maybe they will remove Facebook. The guy just came up and spoke for 11 minutes. 11 minutes. And just say, Facebook will still remain, WhatsApp will still remain, Instagram will still remain. I just changing our name to Meta. That's commercial viability. There's a businessman in town here. They were disturbing them for sorry, what's the time? Have I spent 50 minutes? I've not. I started 9:40 something. Huh? All right. Please, once I spend 55 minutes, just let me know. Yes. So they were taxing him, repeatedly taxing him. So I heard he said that I think it's now time for him to relocate to his state. So in his state, they were calling him to come and establish there. Those people stopped. Because if he withdraws, you see, if he withdraws his business and take it to his state, you know, number of people that will lose jobs here. So when you develop yourself, you add value, you create value. Value to new tito. That's why permit me to say it in Yoruba. It's not enough. So you have to set growing goals. You have to set growth goals. You have to invest in what grows you. That is it. So a smartphone is not luxury. A 6 gig, 128, 6 gig RAM, 120. Is this 6 gig RAM or ROM now? 6 gig RAM, maybe. RAM. Then 128 gig RAM. It's not a luxury. I used to have a phone that when that phone rings like this, the person who rang has stopped ringing, but the phone is still ringing. I didn't know then that phone was 512, or is it 512 or 256 RAM? And with 16 gig space. They mean I will now pack things on it. If you don't grow, your capacity to handle much will not be there. So growth expands your capacity. Growth is not for showing, it's not showing forth. You have not arrived. Don't let people celebrate for you too soon. Ilorin is too small for where you are going. Are you guys here with me? If you want to travel out now, where will you go and stay? I hope you are getting this. So nurture and harness what you discover. Develop your passion, your emotions, your capacity. Make sure it was in short supply. Develop utility skills, adaptive skills. Developing is most important. A leader who is not growing, somebody who is not growing, you will not arrive there. Because there's no such thing as arriving. There's one law called Hooke's law. When we're in secondary school, I think it was in physics. It says, provided the elastic limit of something is not met, it will keep still being elastic. But when the elasticity limit has been reached, it can't be elastic again. When you don't develop yourself and grow in capacity, your elastic limit will quickly be reached. So you won't be able to take things in. So when they are telling you it's time for you to move to Abuja, you're like, hey, you say, hey, Abuja? Abuja? You're like, Abuja? You won't be able to take some counsel. Someone said, come to Abuja, can you make a proposal for us to help us package our media? So you look like at Lawrence cost and package everything, then everything is probably you just package 1,000 naira. You now send it, someone now said, who is this guy? 150,000. When people are bringing 2 million, 2.5 million, 1.5 million, they now said 150K. How does he want to do it? Okay, ask him to come. You now borrow money to travel. Now get to Abuja. They're like, okay, can you do that? I can do it. I said, okay, do you have a place to stay? And I said, no, don't worry, I'll look for a place to stay. Or maybe if you can just help me sleep in this your office. They're like, ah. So these are the things that happen. When opportunity comes and you are not ready, you can't fly, you can't soar. The greatest gift you can give yourself at this level is development. What you are doing, what I'm doing right now, is not what I'm just, it's not just what I learned yesterday. This note is not what I just read yesterday. I've had this note for like maybe 8-9 years ago. This is a course. So if they invite me now to come and train, give me an idea of maybe to come and train Coca-Cola. I'll vibe. Maybe American Embassy on the globalization of Kinecon. Ha. How many places have I traveled to that? You're like, ha. I will need to restore the, you know. So I'm challenging you now to restore to redevelop yourself. Those of us that are Christians, we spend time fasting, but we don't spend time studying. I'm not going to talk about self-actualization and awareness of your environment, but it's still under personal leadership, because you cannot actualize what you have not yet developed. So probably we'll just leave that for some other time. But I'd like to I'll mention some things. So after discovering, being aware, you are now developing it. And developing is an ongoing process. It can never stop. So let's take, for instance, a mother whose child was 0 days. 1 day, I beg your pardon. Then the son became 6 days, 1 week, 10 months, 2 years. Becomes a teenager. Does she stop? We won't stop learning as parents. Even after they are married. Then you now start learning how to become what? Grandparents. When you're a grandparent, you are vulnerable. Because your grandchildren can come and say, Grandpa, can I use your phone? You can move your money out. like they do for my mom. They subscribe with her phone for something. My mom said, Pastor, let me check my phone. I load credit, but the credit is always every day. You know, shellless. I'm like, you know, she's phone. So I took my mom's phone. I said, they have done something to it. So every level. And what I don't like about this is that it's not as if you get to the level and now grow. No. To get to the level, you have to what? Grow. So meaning if you are going to spend 1 week at a level, you might need to grow for 100 days. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. To be like now, to be able to travel to the country, you do a test. Is it TOEFL or IELTS? And you have to pay and do some things. You know how it was so hard for us to pass JAMB? My first JAMB was 106 or so, or 103. My second JAMB, they now cleared it. I now entered. But now it's not even easy. You do JAMB, you now do school exam. So that is how it is in life. So imagine an imaginary limitation that can only be crossed via development. So you need to note vision, competency, communication, charisma, courage, people skills, and stewardship. These are things that you have to work on. I just felt I should just mention that and throw that in. So you need to work on your vision, your competency, your communication skills, your charisma, your courage, your people skill, and stewardship. So the next class I'll take before we go, we'll be talking about social intelligence. Let's stop there. I have questions. Anybody with questions? Thank you very much. Anybody with questions?